This is Evan Irwin live from Charlotte, and
well, it wouldn't been, couldn't been worse than you would ever know. On the dashboard and melted bow, still have the radio.
All right. What'd you play against?
I played versus another Blink control deck, Revlark.
Combo?
No combo, but he had the Pickles package in the sideboard.
All right. So tell me what happened in game one.
Game one, he didn't draw any permission, and my first Siege Gang hit, and then I just pretty much rode that all the way.
And then how did you sideboard?
+3 Extirpate, +2 Retachroma, +1 of +1 Void.
Yeah.
And I took out 4 walls and a Garruk.
All right. What about game two? What happened then?
Game two, my opening hand was Cloud Thresher, Treetop Village, and Into the North, and I just kept it because his deck's pretty slow. And I just played my Village and got my black mana. Eventually drew Extirpate. I played Siege Gang. I drew. He flash freezed it, and then there came a turn where his Cloudscape came into play, and I figured I was thinking that he had another flash freeze because he wasn't playing many spells. So I extirpated his flash freeze. He shows me flash freeze, Wrath of God, Revlark, and then with the flash freeze gone, I Thresher during his upkeep. Kill his sprite, and then he's kind of like, I drew a Harmonize.
I was actually going to ask you about that. It seemed like a couple of key turns in that game revolved around the extirpate on the flash freeze, and then also there was a time when you had the void for 4, and that was pretty key.
Yeah, when I knew that his last card was the Wrath from earlier, I just voided it for 4 just to get it out of his hand. Then I could just extend over. It also lets my Chroma live. That's when I played Blink earlier. I baited Wrath of God, extirpated the Wrath of Gods, and then sit with a Chroma because they really don't have anything to beat that. Although he has the Pickles lock, but
Anything you do differently against that deck or archetype next time?
No, this seems like a good plan. It seems like it's working well versus the deck. So.
Absolutely. The extirpate for the Revlarks and all that stuff is going to be good.
Yeah, it's good because it solves the problems the deck had. The void gives you the extra. Well, it fills a void. That's actually how I ended up deciding to play it. I was like, there's a void, and I don't want to put Damnation in because it's too color intensive, and red green is awesome. So.
Right. Right on. Well, good luck next round.
Thank you.
All right, fresh off of round 5, what did you play this round?
I played against Mannequin, blue black.
And what happened in game 1? Saw it basically looked like he got wrecked by Profane Command.
Yeah, Mulligan to 5 on the play, and he tempoed me out pretty well. I mean, I ended the game with 3 Siege Gang Commanders in my hand. The mana to cast them, I just did not have time.
So how did you sideboard for game 2?
I ordered in a couple of Chameleon Colossus for a couple Harmonize and the Loxodon Warhammer because I figured that he'd be bringing in a bunch. Well, he does have a lot of balanced creatures, so I figured he could wreck me with tempo if I try to go all in on a Warhammer. Probably wrong, but I don't know.
So what happened in game 2?
It was just a war of attrition, and he got a little mana screwed. Actually, he got pretty mana screwed in that game, so I got the opportunity to get in there before he even had Damnation mana up. So and by that time I had like double treetop, so even if he had Damnation, it was.
Okay. Now going into game 3, I was watching game 3. It just looked like it was a lot of momentum swings. One of them pretty early was a Cryptic Command where he bounced the Treetop Village and tapped a village that you were attacking with, and then right after that it just seemed like it kept bouncing back and forth between both of you, but you were able to harmonize into I think 2 Chameleon Colossuses. So tell us what happened there.
I think I had one of the Chameleon Colossus, but yeah, he did that correctly with the bounce and tap the Treetop Village, because I still would have gotten in there for 3 if he had done like a draw card or anything like that. So yeah, it was a bunch of like I played some guys like a Siege Gang Commander. He dropped Shriek Maw, and then and I'd be trying to get him with Command Class, but he always had like a Pockershite or Muldrift or a Mannequin Muldrift or something of that sort to chump. One time I did get through though, and I took him down 8 points, and that was enough to get him to like 4. And the very last turn where he just unloaded his hand, he had like 6 guys, 3 Fairy Conclaws. I was probably dead on board if it would have been mass, a wreck, like a bunch of our guys running into each other. But I drew the second Cloud Thresher, so I could just evoke, and take him 4-0. So.
Anything that you do different against that deck or archetype next time you see it?
Not that I know of. I mean, the deck's very versatile. Like, I don't know of a real good way to approach it. I mean, maybe Sulphurous Blast, but I don't know. Like, they always have the Apocryphites and the Ironfoots. So, I mean, it's probably not worth it. So, I don't know. So.
Well, thanks. Good luck in the next round.
Good time. Appreciate it.
All right, here with Benjamin Peoples Money, fresh off a round 5 win. What did you play this round, Ben?
This time I played against sort of a blue-black-red Reanimator deck.
All right. Now, in game 1, it seemed like you had to go in the tank there for a minute after you had reanimated a Chroma and attacked with it. Just kind of walk us through what you did there, because it seems like you took control of the game after that.
Well, I had Unsummon in my hand. I don't remember the situation exactly, but I knew that I had an answer to the Chroma. But I was also worried that he might have, Makeshift Mannequin or something like that, I think. But basically, once I got the Chroma out of the way, I just had to make sure that every turn I was sitting on a Venser so that I could just eventually just play a Mirror Entity and just attack him for his life total. But what ended up happening was really strange that we just got into the situation where the combo just came together, and I said, hey, let's just make sure he doesn't have any permanents in play, and then we'll kill him.
And how did you sideboard for game 2?
Well, for game 2, I brought in Sower of Temptation because I was worried about White Chroma. And I knew it wasn't very good because I assumed he had Boggart and Hellkite because he had Molten Slagkeep in game 1, even though I hadn't actually seen it. But basically, he boarded out his White Chromas for Red Chromas because I had Unsummon and possibly Condemn. So then, the only answer that I had to Red Chroma was Wrath of God. And so for game 3, I took the Sower of Temptations back out to bring, I had boarded out 2 Wrath of Gods for game 2, so I wanted to bring those back in. And I also had Stonecloaker in both games 2 and 3 to try to keep his reanimation targets under control.
Right. Now in game 3, it seemed to me that the turning point came around, I guess, when he tried to Dread Return the Hellkite. So just kind of tell us about that and where the game went from there.
All right, so prior to that, he had Vexing Sphinx, and I had unsummoned it after it hit me once. And we kind of just played, draw go for a little while because he could possibly have Makeshift Mannequin, and I wanted to get up to 6 mana so that I could have, double Stonecloaker or Stonecloaker plus Blink, so that if I tried to Stonecloaker his Hellkite, then he couldn't Mannequin in response. But then he eventually just went for Dread Return on it, and I was able to Mannequin it, or I was able to Stonecloaker it, and then he had to commit a whole bunch of more discard outlets to the board, and I had a Wrath of God to clean those up. And then I was just able to play Threats, and so he was on the back foot. And eventually the combo just came together. Although I was a little bit worried because he had black mana open that he might extirpate me in the middle of the combo. So even though I had all the pieces together, I just passed because I could kill him with damage the next turn. So when he tapped out on his own turn, I did the combo in response to a Muldrifter trigger so that he had no permanents in play, and then I just attacked for the win.
All right. Anything at all that you do differently against that deck next time?
Well, I certainly wouldn't bring the Sowers in if I expected the Redichroma. I remember back in Block Constructed, I was playing a very similar deck, and we had Redichroma on our sideboard because of Temporal Isolation and things like that. So I think it's a pretty safe bet to say that people are going to have them again.
Good luck. Keep winning, man.